Are you a non-EU national looking to move to Spain to enjoy the fantastic benefits of the Mediterranean lifestyle, the good food, the sunshine, and the relaxed pace of life? Spain's non-lucrative visa allows you to relocate with your savings or your passive income to enjoy the fantastic benefits that the country has to offer to people who want to come and move here. And to explain a bit more about this visa, I'm joined by immigration expert Marina Henestrosa from Bureaucracy. In this video, we're going to cover all of the requirements for applying for the visa, what the process is to obtain it, and all of the other important things that you need to know so that you can make your Spanish dream come true. Let's get right into it. Okay, Marina, welcome back. It's great to have you again.
Thank you so much, Jonny. Thank you so much for inviting me.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Obviously, last time we met, we spoke about the digital nomad visa. So today we're going to talk about a different kind of visa that is available for people looking to move to Spain, which is the non-lucrative visa, also known as the NLV for short.
Exactly. Also, it's known as retirement visa and non-working visa. So,
Exactly.
you are not allowed to work anywhere, not even remotely. So this is very important to know.
Yeah, the specifics, we're going to get into the specifics of this as we get in the discussion as well. So let's start with exactly what is the non-lucrative visa and why might someone take a non-lucrative visa in Spain?
Well, this visa is always submitted at the consulate. So in your home country, it cannot be done at all in Spain when you enter as a tourist, for example. So if you come, you need to come back to your home country, and it's granted for 12 months. Always works in the same way. So is a visa designed for people who want to enjoy life in Spain and not work at all. So perhaps they are getting a pension from the government, or they have enough savings to live with those savings for the next 5 years until they get permanent residency. And sometimes they have rentals, so they have passive income from investment from companies, or just dividends from companies, investments, renting out properties. So yes, passive income / savings is the key to have a successful application for the non-lucrative visa. And keep in mind that this visa allow you to apply for permanent residency after 5 years. Of course, you need to renew after 1 year in Spain at the immigration office of your province of residency. This is the non-lucrative visa in general.
Okay, great. Yeah. So I guess it fits like a specific profile of people. Probably the people who meet the requirements are maybe a bit further on in the journey of life, or in their financial journey as well, we can say. As opposed to someone who may qualify for something like a digital nomad visa.
That's a very good point, Jonny, because sometimes we have people who approach to us and they are in their early 20s. To be honest, we need to work. So perhaps and potentially the visa can be rejected because they are suspicious to work remotely or to work illegally after the visa is granted in Spain. So the consulate is very careful and they don't accept the application at all. So yes, we need to be careful with that. And of course, in the free consultations that we offer and etc., we make sure that that person is not working at the moment of the application at the consulate, and we have a solid proof of that.
Okay, yeah, so an airtight case to put forward in the application.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
If you are in your late 20s, early 30s, I will suggest to not apply for the non-lucrative visa yet. So yeah.
But maybe if you're going on like a career break or a sabbatical or something like that, then maybe this could be an option for someone around that age. Yeah.
I must say, I have clients that they have got visa in their late 20s, early 30s. So, of course, we need to build a strong case, as I said, about the proof of not working. And sometimes, yes, if we have a letter of the company accepting a sabbatical year, is perfectly fine, accepted. So, yeah, that's a good point.
Nice. So Marina, you're very insistent on the point of like someone can't work on this visa. So there's no way that anyone can have a remote job in another country or be doing some kind of side hustle, volunteer, unpaid work. What about like managing their investments or passive income, something like this? What is there anything that does fall under the scope of what is allowed under the non-lucrative
Okay.
visa?
What is allowed? Yes, I know. I'm insisting a lot. What
Yeah.
is allowed? A volunteer job. So you want to study. You want to study Spanish, you want to study a degree. This is perfectly fine because you are not making income, like lucrative income. You want to offer, you have a hobby. For example, you wrote a book in the past and now you are getting royalties from that book or from that music that you created. This is perfectly fine. Manage your portfolio of investments is also allowed. So what I say always is, are you gonna get up every single day, open your laptop, and start going into the email box, for example? If the answer is yes, you cannot apply for the non-lucrative visa. If the answer is yes, eventually 1 time, 2 times a month, or once a week, I work 1 hour, like a little bit, or on my rental property or my investment portfolio, yes, it's fine. Of course, we need to be very careful and we are not going to share that information with the authorities because the more information that you share, the more questions they are going to ask you. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good rule of thumb. Yeah, and good approach as well. And what about someone who maybe has the non-lucrative visa but wants to convert the visa to a work? They see it as like a segue into living in Spain full time. Can it be converted to a working visa later on?
Yes, it's possible. So, of course, you need to have a company that is going to sponsor you, but also you can convert your non-lucrative into the digital nomad visa. I know that sounds like doesn't make sense because I'm not allowed to work, but I'm going to work remotely. Yes, it's possible. so you can come, for example, you can come the first year on a non-lucrative visa until you figure out, you find a job, etc. Work 3 months remotely and apply for the digital nomad visa. And yes, it's going to be approved if you meet the criteria.
Okay, that's an interesting one. Yeah. Yeah, and what about if you want to find employment in Spain, say with a company? How can you go about finding an employer that will sponsor you in this case?
I'm from Spain, and I know that finding a job in Spain, well paid, etc., is not an easy task. So I will say that you need to be patient. You need to take this seriously, and eventually, maybe a company want to sponsor you. But yes, it's not gonna be that simple. So, and
Yeah.
there are 2 types of work visas, like the simple one way that is not qualified employees, that is really hard to get and is done at the immigration office, and the high quality, or I would say high skilled work visa, that are this done by the Unidad de Grandes Empresas, the same entity that handles the digital nomad visa. And yes, this is a pretty easy process. But yeah, the company must sponsor you. The company actually needs to give you a job offer and provide all the paperwork and even do the paperwork for you. So.
Okay. Yeah, but by having a non-lucrative visa, it doesn't give you a certain advantage or anything. It's still kind of the needing to prove an EU citizen can't, like they couldn't find a suitable EU citizen for the job.
That's right. Yes, you don't have any
Okay.
advantage over other citizens who are overseas.
Okay. Just the simple fact that you're based in the country, maybe, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's talk more about the visa itself and how to get the visa. So who is eligible and what is kind of the application process for getting a non-lucrative visa?
The person, the family who are eligible for this visa, of course, they need to meet a certain amount of requirements. The first one is to have a valid passport. This is easy. We need to verify where they live in that country. For example, in the UK, we have the Spanish consulate have 3 offices. So we need to verify which consulate is going to be because every consulate has a different criteria to follow. But yes, I'm going to give you the main overview. So a valid passport is going to be financial means. You need to prove that you have at least 28,800 euros in your bank account for the last 12 months. And also sometimes in the UK, they are asking you, how did you make this amount of money? They want to see the paychecks from your previous job. So it's not like someone can lend you the money and that's it. So they want to see the source of the income.
That's very interesting. Yeah. So how can someone prove that? So can it be like a combination of savings or passive income regularly? Or if someone has passive income, how can they prove or accredit that regular passive income?
Yes, actually, they can have a combination of both. Imagine that yes, you have 10,000 euros or pounds, dollars, etc. in your bank account, but also you have a good pension. You have 2,000 euros in monthly in pension. So the combination is perfectly okay. Of course, we need to study. We need to see the overall to verify that this is okay. Yeah, we can move forward. Of course, if you are going to use the rentals of your properties, we need to have the contracts, agreements, and the house deeds. So this is serious. So it's a lot of information to verify that this is correct. Also, the bank statements highlighting that you receive that money every month. So yeah.
And if we take the example of like rental property, are they looking at purely the rental income, or are they also maybe looking at like expenses on the house, like mortgage payment or maintenance, for example?
That's why they want to see the house deed and also the tax returns. This is one of their document that is requested, so they can see if the house have a mortgage. So let's be honest, this is always that I say. So if you have a mortgage and on that house, we need to deduct the expenses of the house and to have the net, the money that you are actually getting as passive income in your bank account that you can use for this non-lucrative visa purpose.
Your net income, yeah. Okay, great. And I guess, so if a family is applying, so there'll be like a main applicant and then there'll be dependents that are kind of tagged onto the application. Is that right?
This is correct. So the main applicant can be, I'm going to say the father, the mother, anyone in the family that, of course, is the owner of this financial means. Sometimes couples, they have joint bank accounts, so we just pick one. But it's okay, because the non-lucrative is going to be issued for both applicants, and they have exactly the same rights. It's more about who is going to have in his file or her file who is going to have in his file the printed documents of the bank statements. So it's more about administrative paperwork. So.
Okay, making everything line up, And we talked about like how you can prove the income. What are the specific income requirements, and how do they change like per dependent that you add on as well?
This is true, Jonny. So depending on how many members of the family are going to join, the financial mean threshold change. For example, you are moving just yourself. So far, in 2024, the authorities are requesting our annual income or savings of 28,800 euros. If your spouse is joining or your child, because you are a single parent, it's going to be 36,000 euros. If you're a family of three, it's going to be 43,200 euros, and a family with 2 children, 4 members in total, is going to be 50,400 euros. Of course, this information can change and can be increased a little bit for 2025.
Yeah. But from what you said, what I understand, the main applicant is like 4 times the IPREM or the minimum salary, and then it's the value of the IPREM or minimum salary for every additional dependent on the visa.
The IPREM, the minimum salary, no, is not involved here. The minimum salary is for the digital nomads. The IPREM is the one that is must be considered and take account in the non-lucrative.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think this is good to specify as well, because I think maybe people just make the global assumption that it's the same for every visa, but good that we distinguish here between the 2 different types of financial metrics.
That's right. Yes, exactly. So it's gonna be a different metrics to consider for the NLV.
Yes. So how long does the application process take in general, would you say, from experience?
Well, I always advise those potential clients to contact us 6 months in advance. Doing that much in advance doesn't make sense, and doing too close to the date to actually move into Spain neither. Why? Because gathering documents usually takes about 2 to 3 months, because we need to have the criminal report with apostille, medical certificates, bank statements, proof of not working, etc. And takes a little bit to gather all the documents. And also, we need to book an appointment at the consulate, and every consulate has a different way to book those appointments. So it's not the same to book an appointment at the New York consulate than Miami, or London than Edinburgh. We need to take that into consideration. And after we have all the documents ready, we're going to send you a package with everything translated, everything organized. You're going to go to the appointment, and according to the Spanish law, the consulate has up to 3 months to review the application and provide an answer. So let's be a little bit not that optimistic and say that the visa is going to be granted after 1 day, because usually that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Let's say that it's going to be 1 month, 2 months in average. Also 3 months.
Oh, okay.
It's happened to us. And yes, after the visa is granted, you are going to receive on your passport a sticker with the details about when the visa was granted, until when it's valid, and you're going to have a window of time of 3 months to travel to Spain. So yeah, and exchange that visa that you got into the residency card.
Okay, great. So get my non-lucrative visa, it's approved, everything's happy. What's the process of renewing it, and how long does the initial visa last for?
The initial visa is, you're going to be surprised because you're going to see in your visa only 3 months, but I thought it was 12. It's 12. But you need to come to Spain and you need to exchange that visa into the residency card, which is going to be valid for 12 months. And after that, 2 months before the expiration date of your residency card, the TIE, we can start the application process. And the submission is going to be completely different. It's going to be online. We can do it on your behalf. And yes, we don't need to have that much documentation. Actually, it takes about 2 weeks to gather all the documents for the renewal. And we submit the application on your behalf, and the authorities, again, the immigration office, is going to have 3 months to grant the approval. If we don't hear back anything within the next 3 months, we are gonna submit an extra letter for appeal for positive administrative silence, and yeah, the visa is gonna be granted. It's gonna be renewed for the next 2 years. It sometimes happens in Madrid because it's a very, very busy province, and they don't answer that fast.
Okay, yeah, good to know. So the initial visa for 1 year, and each renewal is valid for how long afterwards?
2 years and 2 years.
Okay, so essentially you can get to 5 years and then apply for permanent residency once with three NLV renewals? Two NLV
Two
renewals.
NLV renewals. So it's going to be one application in the first place, and 2 renewals. And yes, after that, permanent residency. You apply for permanent residency, and what I can say is like the renewal is you cannot compare. So it's like a very smooth process in most of the cases, 99%.
Yeah. Great. Perfect. And with the NLV, obviously, it gives me the right to reside in Spain. How long can I be absent from Spain? Let's say I'm someone who, resides in Spain, but I want to travel and have my residency through an NLV in Spain. How long can I be absent for?
Okay, according to the Spanish government, since 2024, there is not a minimum period that you need to remain in Spain. So you can travel as much as you like. We always suggest our clients to spend at least 6 months in Spain during the next 12 months. So within a year, 6 months in Spain in total. And okay, if you are going to apply for a non-lucrative visa, it's because you actually are planning to live in Spain. Of course, you can travel to Portugal, to the Schengen area, etc. But yes, so you need to spend at least 6 months, but it's not mandatory.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Because I think, I was thinking someone could have an NLV to stay in Spain and then not spend enough time to be a tax resident But yeah, in theory, if you're if you're getting an NLV, then it's to reside principally in Spain.
Yes. And usually people have been planning this for years, this move to
Exactly.
Spain.
Yeah.
So is that so they want to enjoy Spain. They want to settle down here and also travel to other countries, but have a base in Spain.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And what about like health insurance or access to the public health system here in Spain, Marina? How does this work with the non-lucrative visa?
So good question. So when you go to the consulate to submit the NLV, you need to have a prepaid private health insurance with full coverage and no co-payments. Monthly payments are not allowed, and the authorities actually put a lot of attention into this detail. And they want to see the coverage and also the payment done by a bank transfer, for example. And yes, so after 1 year living in Spain, you can apply for the public health care, depending on the province, the region that you live in Spain. It's not the same Madrid than Valencia or Andalusia. And yes, you are eligible to pay for the public health care. And sometimes with our British clients, they have an agreement, they have a special agreement, so they can transfer the public health care from the UK to Spain for free. So they don't need to have a private health insurance at all. And the form that they need to request is the S1. And we help them with everything. So it's pretty simple to migrate the public health care between those both countries.
Great. Yeah, this is what I remember as well from seeing online forums and information that it was possible for UK nationals to do that.
Exactly. So yes, but in most of the cases, they need to have a private health insurance for at least 1 year, and later, if they want to enroll the public healthcare system in Spain, they need to pay. And not always happens. Most of the clients, they rather to have a private health insurance because the doctors usually speak English. Yeah, not everyone in Spain speaks English.
Yeah, great. Well, great. Yeah, so a lot of information we discussed there. Very helpful, Marina. I think for someone to do this themselves, it would be possible, but I'm sure there's many that would prefer to have, the support of professionals like yourselves to assist them. So what can your company Bureaucracy do to help people looking to apply for an NLV?
Yes, definitely. Of course, they can do it themselves, but I must say that at the consulate, the way of working is changing quite a lot. Now, most of the consulates are handled by a third company, which is called BLS, that are used to handle all the Schengen visas, tourist visas, and also they handle the NLV. And the way that they can work with us and they can see if they are eligible is pretty simple. So they go to our website, which is bureaucracy.es, and they select the form Non-Lucrative Visa. They complete it within 30 seconds, and they have access to our dashboard that we have created a new platform. Where the client can track the application, see the payment structure and the task, what is next. And yes, they can log in and they can complete a quiz to see if they are eligible for the NLV. After completing the quiz, we have 2 ways to proceed. The first one is just to make the first payment, which is always 200 euros per adult. And we are going to assign them a case manager that she's going to have an initial welcome email and also initial consultation to verify that yes, everything is correct and get not and it's important to have a meeting and to see who is going to handle your case. The second option is to book a free consultation with my team. And yeah, during that assessment, we are gonna know if that person, that family, is eligible for the NLV and what is next. But both options are perfectly fine. Just to make the first payment or book a free consultation.
Okay, great. And guys, if you check out the affiliate link in the video description, you'll also get a discount as a Millennials with Money viewer. So be sure to check that out and reach out to Marina and her team, who'll be happy to assist you with your application. And with that, Marina, thank you very much again for coming on the channel, for sharing all of your knowledge and insights. And to the guys watching, I wish you good luck with your applications.
Well, thank you so much for having me again. It's a pleasure to share, well, my knowledge and all our experience as a company with all of you. And yeah, we're excited to help you to move to Spain and to make Spain your new home.
Great. Thank you, Marina. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and found it helpful and informative. Remember, if you'd like to apply for a non-lucrative visa with Bureaucracy, then be sure to use the affiliate link in the description and get a discount as a viewer of this channel. Leave a comment and let me know if you've lived in Spain under the non-lucrative visa and how has your experience been in the country. And if you're interested in other ways of moving to Spain as well, I also did a video with Marina where we talk about the digital nomad visa, which I'll leave up here for you. And if you want to find out more about what life in Spain is like, then be sure to check out this video. So next time, I'll see you on the next one. And let's get this money.